In this video, I am going to discuss some travel nurse lingo. So if you have heard travel nurse terms like contract, assignment, bill rate, and just did not understand what the heck you were hearing, we're going to go over all those terms in this video. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing that we're actually gonna go over is what is a travel nurse. It's kind of a given, it's kind of a self-explanatory. Travel nurse is a nurse that travels. Pretty much you go from one facility to the next, helping them out when they are short-staffed for whatever reason. Staff could have quit, staff could be going on maternity leave or vacation. Either way it goes, they are short-staffed and they need you to come and help them out. That's pretty much a travel nurse in a nutshell. You get to go from state to state, city to city, filling in vacant staff positions for a short period of time. All right, so company, agency. The term company and agency are used interchangeably in the travel nurse community. So basically the company / agency is just a travel nurse staffing agency. So they will be the ones who will basically pay you. So they hire travel nurses to fill those vacant positions within the facilities or the hospitals. So that's what an agency is. So you become a travel nurse, you're going to apply to a company or you're going to apply to an agency. And that agency will then place you in a facility or a hospital. Speaking of hospital / facilities, that's the next term. You will hear the term hospital and facility used interchangeably. It's literally the same thing. A facility is a hospital is a facility. I don't think I need to explain what a hospital is. Usually the term facility comes up because some travel nurses, they don't necessarily work in a hospital. They can work in like outpatient or home health or some type of clinic. So that's why it's not always said as hospital. They'll usually say facility because facility kind of is all cumbersome of what setting a travel nurse can be in. Stipends and per diems, yet two terms that are also used interchangeably. Okay, you will hear stipends at some point, you will hear per diem at some point. It is absolutely the same thing. It is tax-free money that you receive for housing and meals when you're on your travel assignment. I am not going to get into anything further than that. That is another video in itself, but just know that stipends and per diems, tax-free money, and it's literally the same exact thing. Contract and agreement is used interchangeably as well, but they kind of sort of are not the same thing. Okay, when you work for a company and before you start at a facility, you are going to sign an agreement. That agreement is pretty much going to spell out everything when it comes to that particular assignment. Okay, so it's going to say where you're going, what your shift is, how much you're getting paid, so on and etc. The reason why I emphasize saying agreement is because that is what's going to actually be on the document. It's going to say assignment agreement. You will not at any point receive a document from a company to sign that says contract. The reason being is because you are an at-will employee. It is very much so, I should say, is they say agreement instead of contract for legal reasons. Let's just leave it at that. There we go. Recruiter. So your recruiter is the person that you are going to be talking to the most frequently when you're on a travel assignment. They will basically be your point of contact for any and all things. Recruiter is a nice way of what they actually are, which they're salespeople. Okay, they are put in that role. It is a sales position. They absolutely see you as a consumer that is helping them to get commission. So please keep that in mind when you have a recruiter. Like, yes, there are awesome recruiters out there, but at the end of the day, they are salespeople. Okay. A term that you'll probably hear interchangeably with recruiter is a liaison. They recently just started that with some companies. They'll have like a travel nurse liaison instead of saying recruiter, but it's basically the same thing, to be perfectly honest with you. Taxable and non-taxable. So when it comes to your pay, there is a portion of it that is taxed income, and then there's a portion that is non-taxed income. So your hourly rate, your overtime, your callback hours, all of that is going to be taxable income, and then your stipends or your per diems is going to be untaxed. All right, I don't feel like it is necessary for me to explain to y'all that tax means you're going to be taxed on it, meaning it's going to be something withdrawn from it, and untaxed mean that you are going to get the full amount and nothing's going to be taken from it. Sign-on bonus. So a sign-on bonus is actually taxed, but it's basically just like a little bit of extra money that a company can throw your way for whatever reason. If I have posted the video yet about my start date being delayed, that company could have rectified the situation by giving me a sign-on bonus on my particular check. Sign-on bonuses are not the same thing as reimbursements, and I'll cover what reimbursements are in a little bit, but sign-on bonuses, definitely extra money outside of your hourly rate and your stipends, but your sign-on bonuses will be taxed. So keep that in mind. If a company tells you they're going to give you a sign-on bonus, just know that it's going to be tax money, so you won't see the whole thing. Reimbursements. Okay, so there are certain things that you will have to pay for before you start an assignment that your company can reimburse you for. They can reimburse you for scrubs. They can reimburse you if you go and get your own drug test or your own physical. They can reimburse you for licenses. They can reimburse you for certifications like BLS, ACLS, PALS, NRP, Stable. You'll even have some companies to reimburse you for getting like the certification, like nursing specialty certifications. So every agency is different. Just make sure to run that by your recruiter. She will and will not reimburse for, but at the bare minimum, they should reimburse you for your certifications and your license, and that should be non-negotiable. Like, they absolutely should give you that money. So something that's not really travel nurse related, but a whole lot of travel nurses do them, so I'm just gonna throw that out there in there, is strikes. So some interchangeable terms with strike is going to be a job action or a labor stoppage or work stoppage. All the same thing, all means the same thing. It basically just means that the workers at that particular facility are going to walk out. That's basically what's happened. They are unsatisfied with either their working conditions, their wages, or their benefits. So they, as union workers, are going to walk out, strike, for a particular amount of time. And I'll probably post a video later about strikes and discussing strikes. If you want to see that video, let me know in the comments. I'll do that for y'all. Speaking of strikes, let's go into the terms that they use for replacement nurses, which is scabs, okay? The proper term to use is replacement nurse. But for whatever reason over the years, they have called replacement nurses scabs, because back in the day, that is what they called workers who came in to work during strikes. It's a derogatory term if you ask me. Please do not use the term scab. Please say replacement nurses or replacement worker over scabs. Thank you very much. You'll hear the term compact state license in travel nursing, and it's basically a multi-state license. So when you have a compact state license, you can work in 39 different states with one license. So I have a compact license for the state of Mississippi. So since I have a compact license in the state of Mississippi, then there are 38 other states that I can work in as well, and I do not have to apply to those states. I do not have to pay a fee to those states. I literally can just show up and begin working without filling out any paperwork at all. So compact license are dope. Get you one if you can. If you can. You have to be a resident in a compact state to get a compact license. So if you are not a resident in those states, then don't go out there committing fraud. All right, people, let's not do that. Single state license is just exactly what it is. It is literally a state that you will only be licensed for that state. Like California is a single state licensure state. You will only be able to practice in the state of California with a California license. There, that's what I was trying to say. Actually, no, I'm not done. TravCon, okay? Travelers Conference. It happens every single year in Las Vegas in the month of September. It is the largest conference for traveling healthcare professionals. If you have never heard about TravCon, you are welcome. Make sure you go this year because it is very much so a time and you do not want to miss it. I do have a video talking about TravCon and all the swag that I got from TravCon, so just go and check those out, okay? There's also another conference that's a lot smaller. It's called Healthcare Travelers Take. That usually happens in the spring, and Healthcare Travelers Take is in a different destination every single year. This upcoming year, they are actually going to be in New Orleans. So go and register if you would like to attend. It is very small. It is a very intimate conference. I want to say they do not have more than 200 people at this conference at a time, but that is kind of how they are structured. They want it to be small. They want travelers to get to know other travelers, so that's why it's kept nice and compact. So if you have any questions, if there are any terms in the travel nurse world that you want me to clarify or tell you what exactly it is, make sure you put it in the comments and I will be sure to answer it, okay? As usual, make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and put a comment down below. If you did enjoy this video, if you learned absolutely none for this video, do not worry. There will be plenty more to come. All right, I will see you guys on the next one.